This is VRoc. 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 Chops. This is VRoc. Chops.
Yo, what's up, Top Nation? It's the kickoff. It's the first interview, as promised. We're going to start this new year off right. So we have our first guest, Mr. Darious Scott. Everybody, put your hands together for Darious Scott.
Appreciate
I'm gonna start this thing off with just a few of the standard questions that I'll be asking along throughout this series. So we're gonna start with Mr. Scott. What high school and if you attended college, for those that don't know, what college you went to?
High school, I went to Whitehaven High School, 2006 through 2010. I attended Jackson State University, Crabbed in 2010. I graduated in December of 2015 with my bachelor in business management.
Graduated from college. That's the key word. Although we make mistakes in life, everybody don't pick the right
Go,
school.
there
But
you go.
that's not what we're talking about right now. All right, so my next question will be, what is your favorite drum rudiment and why?
My favorite drum rudiment would have to be the Swiss Army triplet. Reason being, it's enough notes within that rudiment, within that pattern where you can manipulate different accents, different variations of the pattern, different what I want to say, different volumes of the pattern. And this just something that I usually add in a lot of cadences or solos that I make on my own. So that's pretty much my favorite.
Okay, cool. What was that? Everybody has that, when it finally click in. What was that moment when you knew, hey, I'm supposed to play drums. I'm a percussionist. What was that moment for you? Do you remember?
That moment, well, to be honest, I've always been around music. My grandparents used to tell me about stories when I was a kid when they first bought me my first drum set, but it wasn't really a moment, I guess, because I've been around it so long.
Mhm.
But I actually stirred away from music for a little minute, maybe like second grade, maybe like second grade up until I got to middle school. I played sports, but after that, it was just like, man, I feel like I could do more with music. I had started making beats and things of that nature uh, with my best friend, actually, Brandon Henderson, who actually also uh, attended Whitehaven.
B
But
Hen. Shout out to B Hen.
yeah, that's my boy, man. Love dude. But yeah, once I got to like middle school and just started getting around him, who was also musically inclined, he was just like, hey, I think I want to just pursue this passion with music. So ever since then, man, I've been doing it. So I specifically say around fifth grade
Fifth
was
grade.
when it really just clicked. Like I'm gonna make this work.
Okay, that'll work. All right, so through all your experiences, what you learned so far, what would be the biggest takeaway that you got as being a drummer, as being percussion?
Man, the biggest takeaway I would have to say is patience and aspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because, man, it's throughout the whole time of just playing drums and just being around band, period,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or music, period. You're not gonna always be where you want to be starting off. You might be advanced as others, but one thing you learn is that when it comes to a team, you have to be able to work with somebody else. They're not gonna always be on your level. So that's where the patience come in. That the aspiration is, man, you have to want to get. You can't be complacent where you are. You have to always want to be better. And even when you are better, you have to want to be better than that. So it's like it's a continuation of, you know, growth. So, patience and aspiration is something that I took
Okay.
away from.
That's cool. So let's go back to the beginning. We kind of touched on it as you was speaking on when you knew you was a drummer.
Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning with Darius Scott before you became Darius Chop
All
Scott.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the influences, your passion, how what made you want to continue to strive to get better. Let's go through all of that. So we'll start at middle school. We can start from there. We gotta go to the baby days. We're gonna start when you're middle school, when you knew after you knew I had my this is what I want to do moment. So let's start there. So let's just start with how did you start? What made you pick the drum that you played? Uh what were some of the things that you learned early on as you progress through life as far as drum? Let's talk about your story.
All right. Well, as far as picking the drum, unfortunately, it was the movie Drumline.
Okay.
Yeah, that
One of the
movie,
best, worst movies
right,
ever.
where
I
because
love that movie. But it's so it's cool, but it got some great points. I ain't gonna lie. I used to
yeah,
watch Drumline every night before. Well, it used to watch me when I was in school. Go to sleep. I slept through Drumline every night. So, but I love that movie. It got some great points. But go ahead, man. My bad.
I know you good. So yeah, it was partially that movie, and when my parents stopped going to the Southern Heritage, back then it used to come on TV
Mm-hmm.
on BET, I think.
Right. BT up.
So whenever they didn't go, they always used to tape it. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, man, when me being a part of music, it was like, man, all I wanted to see was the band. I didn't care about the game,
Mm-hmm.
none of that. I just wanted to see the band. So uh seeing the band and seeing that movie, it was just like, okay, man, I know I can play drums. I've been playing drums those past years on up until then. So I ended up playing snare. And believe it or not, man, again, I got to bring up Brandon Henderson
Mm-hmm.
because he was the one that actually taught me how to hold the sticks that way. At first, I
Yeah.
was playing what I think this is
Match.
traditional
Match.
match grip. Yeah, I was playing match grip. So he was like, man, no, you got to hold a stick like this. So we started playing traditional way. So yeah, he taught me how to do that, and we went to middle school together. Havenview Middle School, also where you attended. So
Right.
went to Havenview. So now, middle school days, one of the influences were yourself. You used to come around then. Everybody was young. Everybody was on the move. And Havenview is not that far from Whitehaven. So,
Right. Right.
you used to come up there, do your critiques and your teaching. And it's pretty much like just hearing Whitehaven, seeing Fairleigh, because of course that's the one of the biggest rivals in the city. That's the game a lot of people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, just
It's anything. Why if you want Whitehaven Fairleigh, we can have a barbecue. If it's a Whitehaven versus Fairleigh barbecue,
it's
it's
gonna be
gonna
the biggest
be
one.
stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be stupid life. It's I don't know what it is. It's just their neighbor, their backyard. They ain't out they ain't out backyard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand.
So yeah, that's pretty much what led up to the beginning stage of me getting to where where I am now. Because Whitehaven pretty much started it off. Havenview was just like a stepping stone, just getting my feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got to high school, that's pretty much what got me started. Uh, I stopped there just in case you might have some other questions as far
Oh
as
yeah, it's cool.
the high school.
We gonna keep going. We gonna keep going into high school. I will say this about Drumline. When the movie Drumline came out, I think marching band was at one of its all-time high. So that movie was very, very influential to a lot of people playing. I'm pretty sure you're not the only person with this story. Now,
Yeah,
for me personally, I knew my moment was probably when I was like you say, I've been playing drums my whole life. I could look at pictures. I was walking at 10 months and I was playing and beating drums. I had a little drum set at 10 months. So I've seen
yep.
all the pictures when I was little. So I didn't pick drums. Drums picked me. You know what I'm saying? So it was just
How
a
it was
part of
for
me.
me.
And I
My
got started. My influence was my older cousin. He was actually like my big brother growing up. But his name is Curtis Knowles. He played for Westwood High School. That's the school that actually made me want to get in band. When I was little, I didn't know no other high school in the world. Only school I knew was Westwood. That's all I knew up until I got to probably like the 5th grade when I started hearing Fairleigh and Whitehaven. I was in the YMCA up here, and I had a counselor. She just happened to be a major at Whitehaven. She used to be talking. She like, boy, Westwood ain't nothing. Westwood ain't did nothing since I'm like, you crazy. My cousin was sexually at Westwood. He was just like
Yeah.
97. You know what I'm saying? And he was actually, 96, 90, around that time, somewhere around that time. And he would pick me up from school. From the Y. And I just said, man, that lady in there said they band better than y'all. Ain't nobody better than Westwood. So that was the band that got me into band. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with it then. And for me, I picked my drum. My drum picked me for 2 reasons. Number one, when I got to 6th grade, I remember at Havenview, like you said, we kind of walked that same world. Havenview was the middle school that I chose to go to. Because my cousins then went there. So that's why I'm gonna go there with them. So when I got to Havenview, I saw how they were playing, like you say, traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first time ever picking up the sticks to play tradition, like I knew about it, but I wasn't in it. You know what I'm saying? So as far as marching band.
Yeah.
So man, that was outside. We would walk the transition from one building, like behind the library, going towards the gym way. And somebody, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Shaw. He had his snare drum. He had just got it. We had to buy our own drums back in the day, but he had just got it. And so they were playing going across campus. So they was just doing like a quick little challenge. So I got the sticks. I said, I'm gonna play snare. I said I'm gonna play snare drum because my cousin played snare. I remember that. So I got the sticks and held traditional. Man, when I tell you that left hand was dead, it was dull as a mug. Man, I was like, man, give me this sticks, man. What's up? So I grabbed the stick, I went match, and I just thought, because I played
Yeah.
drum set my whole life, I just started, you gonna call me sorry. So I had to
Yeah.
drive like, nah, I ain't gonna be sorry though. So that's how I
Yeah.
got into that's what pushed me into the marching thing. But like I say, my drum picked me. For one, I was big. Two, I was big. We had snare drummers that could actually play a lot of them. And then bass drum was just natural. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the bass and never went back. So that's how I ended up getting my drum. So let's talk going into oh yeah, well like you said, when I was working with y'all, I was still in high school myself, so I
Mm-hmm.
always had that drive to try to give back and to work with who's coming after me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Regardless of
Yeah.
what. So I've been doing that shoot forever.
Yeah.
forever. I mean, when my little cousin, when he had his little drum set, I used to want to go to my uncle's house all the time just to, say, show him what I thought I knew. I ain't know nothing. I just get mad. My auntie said, "Don't be twisting on them drum." I'm in that jump twisting, quiet as a mother, try to tune. So I've always had that drive to want to, pass on what I know. So that was
Yeah.
my influence for doing that when using middle school. And I guess it's transitioned all the way up through high school. Let's talk about high school. So let's start with this. What was your when you got to Whitehaven? Because it's levels to everything.
Yeah.
What was your what the f did I get myself into moment at the Haven?
Man. Uh, that moment for me would probably have to be hearing the times of the band camp because back then I didn't know. I'm thinking it's gonna be every other day or something. Nah, it was 8 in the morning to 9 at night. So it was like,
Yeah,
man,
it was a
am I?
grind.
Yeah, I was like, man, am I ever gonna go home get a break? And bro, I was hurting so bad. Like I never wanted to quit anything. I was like, bro, I don't think I'm going tomorrow. You know what I'm
And
saying?
look,
Cause
hey,
I already, bro.
and I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Like y'all were the foundation of that torture. Like I'm talking about,
Yeah,
we finna. Y'all want to be cold? Okay, we finna be cold. This is what it take. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then so your freshman year was you came in after I had just graduated. So oh
yeah.
06, I was gone in spring. You came in the fall, but I've always been connected. And you started out with JJ, y'all
Right.
percussion instructor, which was
Mm-hmm.
actually my percussion instructor the spring of 2006. But we was getting we transitioned through some stuff, and it's towards the end. I was kind of like the glue guy, and I was like, man, it's
Yeah.
too much for me. So I walked in the band room. I saw JJ. He was like, what's going on? I said, man, we need you. And so let me see what you got. So he actually that spring we started doing Battle of Drummers. JJ was the one that put that show together for us. Well, no, he put it together my senior year when we started doing the Battle of Drummers. We was small as a mug, but so we still do what we do.
Yeah.
And he transitioned from that. That was his when he first started, and then y'all came in, deep. I'm like when I
Yeah.
left, we literally had what 6 snares,
Yeah.
like 5 basses, 5
But it
10.
seems like, that past fall, y'all had some numbers, but I'm guessing
Oh
like
yeah,
as the spring
at spring it always, but we weren't that deep. Y'all, once you start out with 17 snares or
15.
15, yeah, y'all can. Now we had, know what? I'm gonna take that back. We had 17 my senior year in the spring, in
Yeah.
the fall. You right, but I forgot about it. But when we ended, we was smaller. But
Yeah.
y'all came in that joint like 15 snares,
Well,
about 8 ton. I'm like, good God. So yeah, man. So I remember when you first came in and the band camp schedule, what I'm saying? We had when I was there, we had good band practice, good band camp. But Newsom and them, Warren, they were ready to go to a whole nother level. We just did the normal what was it, 3
like
to
yeah,
8,
3 to 9.
3 to 9,
Yeah,
that's
so
49. We
yeah.
just did our normal 49. But I remember Newsom was like, man, we're gonna start doing 2-a-day practices. And I was just come up here still because I've always, I never left. I left but didn't leave. I was always trying to be a figure here, what I'm saying, to kind of keep that presence and keep that inspiration going. So he was like, man, we finna have 2-a-day practice. I'm like, what? And man, that man said y'all starting at 8 and y'all getting out at 9. I
And he
said,
was there too.
golly, because we only got it. I got it my last 2.5 years when it kind of picked up. But when he got that tag team partner and y'all was going like, ooh wee. Little did I know I was walking into it when I went to school. So, but yeah, man, that was a time, boy.
That
That was
was
a time.
definitely like my I'm ready to go moment. That's what that was.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying, you when you came in, you was already pretty talented, man. You was I know like your class, main class. I can't remember who all came in with you. I get confused. I think Robert was there when I was in school. So I
Yeah,
think he was your section leader.
oh me. Yeah, Robert was the co-section. Well, was he?
Terrence was TA.
It was Terrence and
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. I was gonna say
Okay.
Greg. Yeah, Glenn. Glenn was the
Yeah.
head section leader.
So yeah, Glenn was a chopper. So I think when you came in, I know when you came. I think you were the better of the 3 that I know. I remember you, Dre, and
And big hand.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Y'all, I think you would all were the better. So what when you got to Haven, did you feel like you were the best snare drummer out of all of them? Because you a bad boy, man. You
I'm
like LeBron James, a generational basketball player. I feel like you was a generational snare drum player. So what do you think your skill set coming in was compared to what was already here?
well between us three. Uh, well, I ain't gonna say some. A lot of people say that they agree with what you say that I was probably the better of the 3. But a lot of times I give it to B Hen. And that's just out of humbleness, you know what I'm saying? Knowing where his skill set was. Um, I think a lot of the attention was more on me due to the fact that I started coming around you all a little more, like right before uh, I actually got to high school. But I can say me and B, my freshman year was probably 50-50. And the reason why Dre was like that background guy was because Dre played tenor at Havenview. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? I was the one that taught him how to play snare.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, shoot, look at him there. Dude a
Right,
beast.
exactly.
And that wasn't even all me. I just showed him, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to play snare at Whitehaven. So I showed him the basics, where he can actually, master that enough to appeal them so he could play snare. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it was enough because, shoot, he made it too. But,
Man,
I
yeah,
mean, at times I could feel
then
like I was the better of the 3. At times I feel like B Hen was the better of the 3. So,
right, and having a instructor made life so much easier. Especially somebody that's
yeah, it really
kind of know what they doing. because when I was in school,
Yeah.
you couldn't play a 5-stroke good. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because we only, from my perspective, I've only focused. I think we've only focused on like roll or double stroke rolls, real good, clean
Yeah.
5-strokes, fams, paradiddles. Um, I'm pretty sure they play some other stuff, but just me thinking, because we played a lot of Jack State stuff. It wasn't that much complication in it. Just,
Here
I'm
you
just
go. Here you go.
but
Here you go.
you know what I'm saying? So when you couldn't come in doing the basic 5-stroke flam paradiddle symbols, you go just like that. And so as
Yeah.
time progressed, like you say, y'all had JJ, and JJ that's who I watched and learned a lot from too, as far as like focus and teaching. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and also other experiences with other people. You know what I'm saying? He gave everybody opportunity to. You want to play snare drum? All right, he ain't gonna never turn a snare drum player away, cause like I won't turn a bass drum player away. All right, we're gonna work. And he took that time and he helped mold y'all, man. He helped set that foundation for what the Haven eventually evolved to, with the consistency of having somebody over them. What I'm saying, Farrell had Trey and Westwood had
Mhm.
people, but Westwood was a community also, just like us. So they
Yeah.
had that continuous, saying influence of somebody critiquing everything and making sure everything is right. So, or getting better. So yeah, man, y'all, that was a blessing having him at that time. It served this. It served, that time was well spent. So
Yeah.
let's get to a stupid moment. What was one of your? I know it. Let's see if you give the same one. What was one of your, man? We stupid as a mug moment in high school. I think if you say the same one I know, then I'm gonna laugh.
Man,
I know you had a lot of them, but give me one. The one that you just feel like it just stood out the most to you.
drum related wise,
Yeah, just as your experience, just in general.
man, we stupid, man. I don't know, probably the hamburger song.
Nah, that ain't the one I'm thinking about.
What you think about?
I
Oh, all right, cool. I elaborate on the IHOP set. All right, so man.
we don't condone anything negative. Just want to say that first.
All right, so back then, everybody did what they did do to do.
Okay.
So man, we had a showdown against who
Fairly.
was Fairly the next day.
That was
Man, we
the
had
infamous. What was that? It was the infamous showdown was what, two snares. When people look at that video, they're like, "Why haven't played 2K?" There's a story. There's a story behind our praise.
this is the reason why, bro. I ain't taking nothing fairly because, bro, that is my favorite school to battle. But don't think that Whitehaven would never be ready for a battle against anybody. But now we speaking on this particular day. So yeah, we had a showdown with Fairly the next day. The practice, we had a practice that previous day that was mandatory. It was mandatory sectionals, mandatory practice. So what did we do? Man, we decided like, man, look, man, it's a showdown. Man, anything dealing with Fairly, long story short, you finna get it. That's how it was back then. So what we do? We miss the mandatory sectionals, man. We go off campus, bro. Man, did what we did. Man, we get back to the school. First of all, we all pulled up at the same time like some idiots. We all pulled up at the
Y'all didn't pull up nowhere. Y'all walked up.
Some of us walked, but some of them ain't pulled up. But anyway, we came at the same time. Newsom and Warren was standing at the door waiting like a mommy and daddy, bro, just like they arms folded. Newsom like, man, where y'all coming from? What did we say? We said IHOP. Because IHOP is across the street from the school in the mall parking lot.
Yeah.
My Newsom said, let me see the receipt.
Y'all think y'all was that Myron? I got
bro, you talking about my heart drop. We like, man, listen, don't nobody keep receipts, which is true. Like, bro, I don't keep receipts, but it's crazy because ever since that day, bro, I always keep a receipt until after I eat my food, bro. Like I come home, I eat my food, make sure I ain't sick, then I throw the receipt away.
Hey,
Ever since that day, bro, it was like
y'all were the Lion Myron. Y'all were Lion Myron before my Myron came out, boy. I got the receipt.
bro. That was crazy. That man said, "Let me see the receipt." So we like, man, Mr. Newsom, don't nobody keep receipt. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Man, now y'all know you supposed to keep the receipt." So, bro, that man was like, "All right, we know what y'all was doing." He was like, "One practice mandatory." He was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, "All right, none of y'all playing, bro. You talking about?" See that back then, bro, people love band. You know what I'm saying? Now, man, it is what it is. But man, back then it was like, man, bro, they said you ain't playing, bro. You boo-hooing, bro, because that was your passion, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that was your passion. Like we used to want to get good grades because we wanted to participate in band. Like our parents was not going for it. It's like now, man, you tell them, oh, you ain't playing. Like, okay, like, come on, bro. Like, no, don't. Like band was something different, bro. I guess it's different when you got a passion for music, but it seemed like back then everybody's whatever they participated in, they participated in it because they was planning on pursuing it. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to the story to go and wrap it up. My Newsom was like, man, y'all ain't performing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can cancel the showdown since y'all wanted to go off and do that. So I'm like, we begging Newsom. We like, bro, we sitting in the hallway by the drums, just listening to them folk press. It's like 2 snares over there, a cymbal and 1 bass, whatever. So I'm like, we begging. So Newsom like, man, I don't know what changed his heart at the end of the night, but he was like, man, look, he said, y'all want to play tomorrow? He said, man, y'all finna work out. He said, I'm finna work y'all out like a dog. Bro, we in that hallway. I know we probably was in that squat position for like an hour, like sweating, crying pretty much. But man,
it was for me, it was a little bit different. A little bit different. What it was, he asked for the receipt.
Mm-hmm.
One person had a receipt.
Yeah.
It was, I think, was it the hamburger joint? Somebody ordered something, and they had one receipt, and all you Negroes said, we was in IHOP, and this is our receipt. He said, give me the receipt. Somebody showed him a receipt. So you mean to tell me 20 minutes?
I want to say he sure did say that.
It was 20 people and one receipt.
He sure did say
and I think I was pulling up when y'all was walking up. And so by the time I got to the school, he was like, man, you stooped up, you know, his preferred word, drummers. Out here doing all this stupid stuff. And so when he did kick, he kicked y'all out. Y'all bulls were begging. I was big. I'm like, come on, Newsom, man. Come on, you can't do this, right? You know, it's fairly on my mind.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do this, man. Come on, man. Go on, let him play. I think I was still around. Yeah. I was like, man, let him play, man. So he ended up letting a few of y'all play, not everybody. Because I know Dre didn't play. And he came up to me at the showdown, mad, man, I'm finna get a transfer. My mom was like, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. So she came in the band room. I remember that.
Yeah, man, that was fun. I like, man, y'all boys stupid. So what was your takeaway looking back at it now? If you in this scenario again with the knowledge you have now, how would you handle it?
If I was in that situation again, man, I'm gonna tell you this. It's 2 ways I would do that, because one reason is being together. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if one person gonna lie, bro, everybody need to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Just stay solid together. That's one thing. But another thing is with somebody knowing how it really goes on, because Newsom went to Whitehaven as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know. Like, it really wasn't no point of us lying to that man, because he really knew what was going on. To be honest, bro, we probably, I don't know, because I ain't no snitch.
We'll take it to the grave.
Man, look, I was, to be honest, bro, we just shouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, we just shouldn't have did it. And if we did do it, should have just been better, proper planning of it, bro. Because, man, I ain't finna tell nobody to go lie to somebody, but I ain't finna tell nobody to go snitch on nobody either. So,
Nah.
just, man, be wise about your choices, bro. That's really the best thing I can tell you. Be smart about your decisions, man, and proper plan with anything in life. Whether it's a good decision or bad decision, but I prefer good decisions. But just, man, make sure you doing the right thing.
Yeah, man. Like stuff like that. That's kind of how I am even today. I get mad at like we got an event coming up with Whitehaven or Kahoma, and we practice and say that we practice Thursday. We got some stuff coming up. The event Saturday. I get mad when I see these boys. Hey, they finna go play basketball. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
I'm thinking
right.
like
Yeah,
I'm thinking like
don't hurt yourself. Yeah.
I'm thinking like a executive. Hey man, or like a NBA owner. You know what I'm saying? You got your franchise players. All everybody that play, I consider you franchise. Ain't no less than or greater than for me. Everybody's equal. Everybody's important. So I'm like the NBA execs or NFL execs don't want they players ride motorcycles Thursday.
Exactly.
So same thing like why y'all going? It's basketball. I get it.
Yeah.
What's football? I get it. Man, anything can happen at any given
Yeah.
time. I remember Cortez, well, all right on the football on the park. I don't know why y'all these boys crazy. They play football on concrete, but
Yeah.
he slipped and his doggone knee came out. He was out of commission for about 2 months.
Yeah. I remember when that happened.
I'm like,
I remember that.
man, what are y'all doing? Like, why? Why y'all doing? And what I'm saying, as I got older, that's kind of like, don't do nothing. Like, I want you dudes to put yourselves in bubble wrap. So when it's time for us to perform, we at 100%
Yeah.
capacity. Like, I don't want no waveriness and nothing. That's just my big thing. So that's one of my biggest takeaways for stuff like that. Like when y'all little situation and all that stuff. So let's move on. We're gonna stay in the high school. We're still in high school. What was one of your most memorable performances in high school and why?
My most memorable performance, man, would have to be the Bodacious Battle of the Bands, which they don't have anymore. But my freshman year would probably have to be the best one. Reason, well, the most memorable. Reason for that, man, that was like a miniature Southern Heritage. Like that stadium used to be filled all the way around, like the Southern Heritage Classic game, and of course because it was like that for y'all.
Yeah.
Man, you have so many bands there, so many fans there, and they used to treat that like a concert. We used to have, man, I know Genuine perform one time, Pretty Ricky perform one time,
Mhm.
just different artists. Like they really put so much into that event, and just being able to experience it, just man, it's different when you have so many people cheering for you. Like, wow, like that's a good feeling. And with me being so young, being a part of a band that I actually wanted to be a part of, attend the school, attend the event that I wanted to experience, like that was probably my most memorable one. With it being, my freshman year or whatever. So yeah, Bodacious 2006 was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, man. I remember after I had my once I going back a little bit for me, when I finally realized I was coming to Whitehaven, I was in sixth grade. Kind of like the same thing. And we was in the parking lot. It was a battle of the bands. Whitehaven battle of the bands. I was in the parking lot with Haven. Seventh grade. And no, sixth grade. Because I knew I was going to sixth grade. I was in the parking lot and battle of the bands was coming. And they were marching in we marched in after football games, that little walkway.
Yeah.
From the gym. They had on all black. All black. That's what they had on. Only thing was white with the drums and they spats. Black jogging suit, man. And they were walking all this black. I'm seeing walk down this thing. I was like, who is that? I said, that's Whitehaven. I said, that's Whitehaven? Remind you, the lady just told me, well, Whitehaven way better than Westwood, so blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And them jokers came through, they were playing Get Ready. Some wax song, and they were humping. The bass girl was doing this little hump, some stupid little move they were doing. It was all right.
Yeah. All right.
But
You just hold on.
they were walking through. I said, I'm going to that school. And so just like you said a little bit earlier, you know what I'm saying, you used to come around a lot. So from 6th grade to 7th grade. When I got to going out of 7th grade, in the 7th grade, going into the 8th grade, I actually was doing band camp by Haven. I was, saying I was band camp. I was doing band camp. I was in the 8th grade though. And I got some quick experiences too. That's kind of like, I guess I grew up a little bit faster because I did a year earlier band camp with Whitehaven. And so
Yeah.
that same year, 8th grade year, that event that you were speaking about at the Liberty Bowl, man, Whitehaven came in. I was sitting at the top of the stadium. Whitehaven came in that doggone through that tunnel. They weren't playing nothing. No one playing nothing. But somebody was coming in. Hypo, rest IP. I'll say rest IP. RIP Hypo was the host for all band events. He was a band guy. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, until I got older. And he was like, here come Whitehaven coming through the tunnel. I had already in my mind, I had already made the decision. I'm going there. This 8th grade. I'll be there next year. I ain't worried about it. Man, Whitehaven walked through that tunnel, and Mr. Banks did it so petty. The tunnel wide, right? The sideline is wide enough where you can mark. Man, Mr. Banks had the band come down that tunnel in one line from the far end. That's where they came in at, and they sat on the end where TSU sit at always. They walked in that joint in one line to
I
get.
want to say I remember it.
Dude, when I tell you I was so happy, I'm looking, I already been there, so I kind of know some people.
Yeah.
Looking, they go Charles Streeter. Oh, they go Jerry. Oh, they go James. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time, the band, half the band was in the stand, them folks was still coming through. My hyper said, man, well, Haven's still coming. Man, I was like, I can't wait to get to that joint. In that stadium, that joint was packed, man. And the same outrage, was it outrageous boat? It was, we had three. We had the outrage, with the bodacious,
and the ultimate.
You know what I'm saying? So 2 of them was supposed to be in the Liberty Bowl, and the ultimate was in the Coliseum. That same event, man, that was one of my favorite ones too. My senior year, I was mad as a mug that day. It was a reason why. We'll talk about that later. But I was furious. I'm talking about furious, man. I was very headstrong even in high school. And man, Fairly was sitting in front of us. That's when they came up a little bit numbers wise. And man, we was sitting at the top, man. I had just turned the base. Matter of fact, in my senior year, it was me, the only senior, and a bunch of little bitty boys, you know what I'm saying? Turkey Love, Elliot, Keith, they ain't little, but young boys, they were behind. And man, we was in them joints playing. Kyron got the tape, but we was in the stands playing. I had just tuned the bass. We had the all white Emperor. Everybody had white Emperors. And man, that was probably the best tuning I ever did in my life. I don't think I matched that one yet. But man, in that stand, like you said, seeing all them folks up there and just being there, man, that was definitely one of my favorite ones. My welcome jump was when we did the one we had to do it in the Coliseum because it rained that year. That jump was fun too. But my freshman year was great. My senior year was great. So let's talk about this. What made you choose the high school and the college that you chose? What went into your decision making?
High school wise, man, was multiple reasons. One was just me, man. Well, you was an influence, man. Sticking with my boys, man. Me, B, and Dre all decided we was gonna, man, ride. You know what I'm saying? Ride out together. So we all said Whitehaven. And trying to see. It was one more reason. I slick lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'll come back to it if I can think of it. College wise, man, like I said, man, I had been watching Jack State, Tennessee State since 2003. That was really the first time I had actually seen them. 2003. Man, I'll be honest, bro. TSU almost had me 1 year. And
Hey,
I always tell you this. That 2006.
I advocated
That 06 season, man. Man, that 06 season, and really 07 was a good year too to me at the Classic for Tennessee State, man. Them was the years I was like, man, you know what? My drum instructor went to TSU, Vince went to TSU, Whitehaven, man, was TSU. I was like, man, you know,
And we was
Robert was like he was going. It was like the whole section was going to TSU, so it was like, man, you know, I might. But I was like, man, nah, it's something about Jackson. Like these boys nasty, dog. Like,
we was ripping Jackson State a new one every year, boy. Every year they were getting thrashed. And then look, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. You know, me and your mom used to go back and forth.
Man, she still talk about that to this day, bro.
But I was like, he going to TSU. He ain't going to TSU. But I was talking about every day, every time I saw him, man. That's what I was advocating for TSU and Darious to be there so bad, man.
My mom was like, nah. But and while we on that topic, I never forget. You know, they used to have the college fairs. I think they still do them.
Yes, they do.
Man, I had mine winning. I filled out the application for Tennessee State. You know, because the guidance counselors, they want you to fill out as many as you can. When I took that application home, told my mom, I was like, Mom, you got to sign because, you know, you have to do the room and board stuff. I was like, Mom, you got to sign. Bro, my mama balled that junk up and threw it in the trash. She said, son, you are not going to Tennessee State. You going to Jackson State. You want to go.
Hey, man, look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be transparent here. I'm going to tell a little bit. Yeah. When I was younger, I didn't know no better, okay? Let's start there. When you're young, you don't know better. You don't know better when you're young. You know what I'm saying? Your parents like, don't touch the fire, it's hot, but you want to touch it anyway. You ain't know no better. You have to learn things. You have to get older and wiser. For a brief moment, I say brief moment in my life between finding out I wanted to, 7th grade and
couple years,
12th grade, between that short period of time, 7th grade, 12th grade, very short period, I wanted to go to Jackson State too, man. I did. What's that? But as I got older, you know what I'm saying, and wiser, I said, you know what? I'm tired of playing this boring stuff, man. I'm gonna play something new. Now, a lot of things went into play with this. I ain't gonna lie, I had some influence, and it's the Potts family. You know what I'm saying? If you know, I think I told y'all before. We'll talk about it. I got him coming on a couple soon too. He gonna be coming up soon. So I just go to the Kyron Potts house every day after school. That was part of we was real big on connecting and networking. Reason being, everybody was 100% with each other, so we had to worry about no shady stuff. But every day, I was at Kyron house. That's why I learned a lot of stuff that I learned because of Kyron, his brother, and being around them. Even the All-Star band, I was with the All-Star band, so we'll talk about that too. But his, you know what I'm saying, we were playing, like, mind you, like I said, Whitehaven, all we played was mainly Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We played a lot of Jackson. I knew ish how the stuff went and all that stuff. So when we got to my senior year, I had got mad. I was mad about something too. Matter of fact, we had a guy Dinky. He was working with us my senior year. And man, Willie Armstead, he's at Central now. He was working with us also. He came up there to help out with Dinky, my senior. And so we was working on something, and I think Willie got mad about something. And when Willie got mad about something from Jack State cadence, he got mad. Dinky got mad. When Dinky got mad, he made us work out. And you can see that ain't my forte. That ain't just something like, no. So I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? So man, it was something so simple. It was I almost want to say it was LB, Lil Boone. I almost want to say it was Lil Boone we were playing. And because it was on recent relative new in 06. I think it was new. And so for 05 going into 06. Man, we were playing that joint, man. And man, Woody was like, he just finna dip. Man, then got mad. Man, yo, run, do this. And so I remember, I never forget this. JJ was up there too. Miss Simon was the assistant here. And so JJ was just up there too. And I think that's why I got madder. I realized something was working out. I was like, man, it's stupid. And so JJ while he was just sitting there, I heard him talking. He was like, what the F is this? He said it. What the F is this. And I heard him, and he was like, man, they ain't finna make them learn it no better. And I was listening in my mind, it sure ain't. In my head, this is all I'm thinking, man, it sure ain't finna make us learn. Why we running? Man, I left practice. I went to Potts House. I said, man, I'm tired of Jackson State. I'm like, man, that's no more, man. And then too, I was already feeling TSU. I was just trying to, hold on, because we used to watch a lot of TSU stuff. And Big Potts, man, he was like, man, you hear how smooth that is? It's Potts.
Yeah.
Big Potts is one of the smoothest. That's one of my favorite bass from, if not my favorite. He is my favorite bass on one of them. I got a couple of them. My favorite bass, and he's just his whole demeanor of his personality of who he is. Even when he cussing you out, he's smooth, man. So
It's like you can tell he yelling, but like his volume is like still in the same.
Yeah, it's right there, man. It's just so. I was like, man, that might. I want to be like, dude. I want to be like Potts, Big Potts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Call him Big Potts. You know, man, you hear them, you hear that part. And Kyron showed me this. He was directing this. I like, one day, like, man, after the little situation, I like, bro, I'm going to TSU, and that I was hooked. From that day on, I started working on my form and trying to get the course mark as close as possible. And so yeah, so I had that moment too where I wanted to go to the ops. Yeah, man. It's all good. So we we still in high school. You had your ultimate moment. You had your we getting ready to graduate. We getting ready to graduate. Tell me about that period of you transitioning to preparing to graduate. What was your mindset for the section as you were leaving, transitioning out to go to your next phase? What was your mindset? What was you thinking about?
Man, part of me, I'm gonna say majority of me, man, I was actually confident in the section due to the fact that, uh, we really didn't pretty much my senior year, everybody was a senior except for is on snare, except for Brandon and Keenan. They was a year behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we didn't really have to train nobody. We knew that they were ready, but I was more so worried because I was like, man, they finna have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, new faces because it was only them. We didn't have the only people we had new my senior year was Tawana and Bro Man. And they both were seniors. They was in the same class with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, man,
Yeah,
what
one
they
other
gonna do?
guy. I can't remember his name. He wasn't there long though. I think he did like a performance, play snare.
That was the one from Fairly.
Yeah, him. But
He won.
he won. Yeah. He did a performance. I did a couple of performances with
He
us.
did the Christmas parade and he did the showdown because that's when Fairly played the cadence, the Trader cadence.
Oh yeah. I was at work. I didn't even make that. Oh, was that 09 going to 10?
Yeah, that was '09, yeah.
I had just started working on a new job for the state, bro. I was so out of the loop. I couldn't do nothing. I just had to go to work every day. I watched the showdown on YouTube, but yeah. So yeah, transitioning to that phase. That year after y'all left, we got two snare drums. No, yeah, we only had two snare drums come in, man. So that building process, I learned, me inherited what JJ brought and what he showed and how he did things. That kind of helped us grow right there in the little period that 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Good players, good numbers, good players, good material. Just didn't have the bodies.
Because who was it? It was Sam and who else?
Man, Hunt, Desmond Hunt.
Desmond, yeah.
What's his name? Desmond. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Was it Leonte too?
Nah, Leonte came the year after. We had to rebuild 2 consecutive years. Snare line. We had to do we did after you left 2010, 2011, we already had Keenan, Brandon, Sam, and Desmond. We had them 4.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan and Brandon was seniors. Desmond was not, he wasn't as into drums as he thought he would be. You know what I'm saying? And then we only had Sam.
Yep.
So I had already gave Brandon Walker instructions. I want to say, yeah, he was in middle school. I was showing him what to do. I like practice on this because next year, you'll be ready. And so that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up with 4 again. Sam, Brandon, Keyshawn came, and then Leonte came. That's how we got 4 again. And then after that year, that's when I was already during that time. During that time, I was already putting some plans in place and molding some stuff to come together. So then next year we ended up with 6 nerds after you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of where we go. So now we at Jackson State, man. Let's do all this. I don't got no stores. You by yourself on this one. So what we got from Jackson State, man? What was that moment at Jackson State like? Am I sure I made the right decision?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Jackson State, the thing where I really, I was like about to quit for real was when we was learning series and we had the whole this position called snake, bro. That was the most painful out, bro. No lie, I was gonna tell my mama, look, make this 3-hour drive, come back and get
On
me,
Scooby up.
bro. When I said it was like anything would hurt, bro. Like holding it, they would put a piece of grass on the top of the stick. Like, man, look, if this grass fall, your sticks ain't straight. Like anything, we would sit there so long and just hold it, just to man build our muscle memory. And you would think that, man, they just gonna do it one day. Like, nah. Like anytime it was like a dead period, like if we was learning something, if we was learning something new as far as like flashes or my cadence, like a train or something, anything where it's movements, you finna sit there and hold it. You finna hold it like until you die.
Hold it,
But bro,
let it go.
that snake, holding that snake, bro, that snake position, bro, was literally the moment I was finna leave. You
Right.
would think it'd be, man, somebody, man, doing something to
Doing
you or
something.
cussing you out or getting up, man. Nah, it was, bro, holding snake, bro. I was
That's
like,
that
man, nah,
mental, man. That mental, like most people think people quit playing drums because it was too hard to learn. The drum beats were
yeah,
too hard to learn, or somebody
nah,
did some. It's the smallest thing as a precision of a movement or form. That jump will break everybody. That breaks more
yeah,
people than anything else that happen. Everything else you can kind of get through, but just little like the tedious things of holding like you say, holding a snake for X amount of time in your mind, it's like forever. Cause it's like
yeah.
time stop. And you like, what am I
Yeah,
doing?
it's like,
Like,
bro, you ready for it to be over? It's like, man, it's never gonna end, bro. But yeah, that and maybe holding the back bend in Funk Five. Yeah, bro. Like my knees bad to this day. For real. Like anytime if I squat down and stand up, like my knees like crack.
yeah, man. Like, people don't understand the wear and tear that what I'm saying,
Yeah.
performing, coming, trying to be excellent and great put on your body, man. That's why athletes tap out so early.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James the GOAT because he hanging in there. So uh yeah, man. But yeah, man. So let's move on. What was your best, most memorable performance at Jackson and why?
Man, my most memorable, man, I actually got four. And
Okay.
them all Southern Heritage classics, cause man, we had to man go do y'all in a couple of times, but
Cool.
no, for real though. Southern Heritage, man, Southern Heritage my freshman year. You heard what I said, bro.
I don't
We had
know.
to go and do y'all in a few times. Let me change
Chinese
couple
now, boy. You
to a
speak,
few.
you speak Chinese. I don't know what you're saying now.
Nah, you can hear. I was told if you can you can hear. But
I
yeah,
ain't
real talk, bro. Just man, coming through that tunnel, bro. Like they always tell you about that tunnel. Like I'm pretty sure they probably tell y'all the same thing. It's something about playing in that tunnel, bro. When you coming home,
mm-hmm.
it's like once you come out that tunnel and you look up. But nah, halftime is really that's the moment, bro.
Yeah.
Halftime, because bro, when they your announcer man announcing you, you don't see number camera flashes like going crazy. So yeah, that first time, man, it was really special to me because me and Vail, my current brother Vail, man, me and him were the only freshmen. For one, me and that man was the only freshman March every game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But for us to be at home and be able to experience it, man, I feel bad for some of my current brothers that's from Memphis that couldn't. I ain't gonna say no names because, bro, that moment hurt their soul. But just to experience that, bro, that was my most memorable one, man. My freshman year, 2010 Southern Heritage, and my senior year, my last joint, because that was the last one. You know, that's an experience that you love. I'm pretty sure, like with Jackson, marching in the stadium, you know, somebody from that live in Jackson, Mississippi, but having that uniform on, the school you done dreamed of marching for, man, marching in veterans for the first time, that's an experience for them. So yeah, my most memorable would be my first Southern Heritage and my last Southern Heritage.
Yeah. It's always good to go home, man.
Yeah.
It's always good. Your people there, you got your people on the sideline hollering your name, man. It's just like it's all worth it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Uh so let's speak on something real quick, man. What advice would you give people? Well, not people, but kids, high school students starting out, just starting, even the early beginners to the guys that think they kind of got it together and they getting ready to transition into the next phase, going into school. You know what I'm saying? What advice would you give those people?
As far as like going to school for
Going to school,
band,
playing, yeah, band, not even just preparing yourself or practicing to get to a certain level. Once you get to the level and you transition and going into college, give them some advice about both of those things.
all right. Well, I speak on the band stuff first, man. As far as man transitioning into college from high school, when it comes to practicing, mentally, remember the things that you were taught in high school, but you also have to clear your mind because you're gonna think that you're doing stuff correct, but you have to be ready to adjust to somebody else's. It's just like going to somebody else's home. If they tell you, man, you got to take your shoes off before you walk in the house, go, you know what I'm saying? Respect their house, take your shoes off. So when it comes to preparing yourself for a collegiate level of band, man, you have to go in there with a clear mind, a humble heart, and just you keep practicing. When they tell you to practice, bro, practice don't mean go home and play what you learned that day. Like, no, that's not practicing. You have to start from the basics and do it over and over and over and over and over until you get tired of it. When you get tired of it, you got to do it over and over and over and over again to the point you doing it in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? This one thing I would give to a person that's getting ready to transition band wise. Like you can be best friends with somebody. But I tell you, and I even told Brian this. I'm pretty sure he probably gonna be one of your guests too one day.
Yeah, working it out.
Man, when you I'm gonna use Jackson State for instance. When you get there, if you coming after me, whether you my best friend, my little brother, anything, bro, I don't know you when you get there. You know what I'm saying? You starting all the way over. I gotta treat you just the same. I don't care if I didn't showed you man the correct way to do a flash, anything like nah. You finna do this with them. You starting over too. You know what I'm saying? It's your turn. So be be prepared mentally to adjust. That's one thing I think a lot of that's one thing that's been lost now. It's too much buddy buddy. It's cool that I know you, but it's too much favoritism. Like and it's to the point now it's like the people that's getting ready to come in, they feel like they have an advantage.
I mean, boy, listen. Yeah, I was gonna say this for another conversation with some people, but you really kind of hit it on the head. As far as like, and it's cool. Like let's jump back real quick because I missed it anyway.
That's
It's about the all star scene, the mass band scene, the community band scene. When I was coming up, what I'm saying, high school, doing all star mass band, not mass band, all star alumni
I
band.
love it. Yeah.
That particular section in life was a privilege to me. Reason I say that is because the names, you hear the names, but you don't really see the faces. It's like
Yeah.
they're they what mythical. I think that's the word. You know,
Mhm.
imaginary, but they real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you ain't
Yeah.
never seen them. They real people, and we had them. We had these guys to a standard. You know what I'm saying? Because that's I like. Man, I want to be like that one day too. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't in me like that. So like you hear the name Steve Potts, but you hear it before you see him. You know what I'm saying? Or you hear
Yeah.
Travis. You hear Travis Perkins. You hear Lil Booney. Like I heard Lil Booney name all through high school. I ain't my first time ever seeing Booney in person. I'm gonna have him on here too. Was 10th grade, 10th grade year. I heard about him when I was in 8th grade. Heard about him in 9th grade, but I never seen him. I didn't see him until 10th grade when we did the showdown, the All Star versus Alumni showdown. So man, them things was like big deals. Like man, you see the alumni band? You finna see the All Star band. We used to sneak up. I never forget. We
Yeah.
snuck up early. Uh, in the school, maneuver through the school where they practicing this pit. Over there.
Yeah.
Maneuver to the school just to try to sneak to see the alumni because that was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And so they
Yeah.
didn't get the opportunity. You knew who they were, but you didn't have the opportunity to say, "Hey, I'm finna just go." You know what I'm saying? Kick it because they kicked it with they people, and the young guys. We stay with our people. So we saw them. We sneak up there and watch. I'm like, "Oh, there they go. There you go." And they look up. They said, "There's somebody up there." And we, get out. They run out our speed walk real quick, and so I try to get out of there. And so, man, that's one of those things that I feel like is missing, man. That suspense type of feeling that you get from not
Yeah.
feeling entitled because you grew up with this person or this person or he was here, he was there. And like that's why most times, not I don't condone nothing, but when people know somebody, they go to the same when you went to Whitehaven, you got Keenan. When you get to Jackson State, Keenan came, you be extra hard on the person because
I expect more.
yeah, that. And so, you lose all that stuff when there's so much. It's good to be. I feel like it's cool. It has its place, but too much of exposure is not good because that make kids grow up even a little bit too fast, and then they get to their programs and they're like, oh well, such this that kind of messes things up for me. That's one of my thing. I miss that that thing of not knowing but not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like say Chop, we got a kid that's in 6th, 7th grade. They heard the name, man. Y'all heard Chop over there? Who is Chop? And then he just hear your name, he see your video, but he never see you in person. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this Chop. You know what I'm saying? It was a bigger impact.
Yeah.
I get it,
Yeah.
man.
Cause this how I felt, man. Like I said, I grew up watching JSU and TSU. So like when I always, man, I used to watch Reese. Like that's a smooth dude, bro. Like when it come to drums, bro, he was like him and Sherrod. Them was like some smooth dudes on snare.
Yeah, man. Back in the
So
day.
like when I first seen them, I was like, bro, like it was crazy because the first time I actually met Sherrod, we was learning Dab 1 my freshman year. And that man came and stood right next to me. And he's so much taller than me. I'm just like, I'm already supposed to be looking straight. I'm just like, bro, this dude's like right here, bro. But yeah, it's just, man, it's a different feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? When there's suspense build up, you never seen these people and you finally see them or you finally meet them after you done heard this name or the seen this. Or, like, it's definitely a difference. And it's like now, a lot of times, man, the younger generation don't get to experience that because they're being handed so much of what we had to wait and work for. So
Man, that was one of those things. Boy, I remember when I got the dynasties here, and man, you used to be mad. You get mad at these boy, like man, y'all playing on some stuff that we built. You know what I'm saying? You was furious because we had 15. Y'all had 15. We had 17. So we had 17 snares. We had 15 snares. Every person that played a snare bought
their own.
We never had school thing. That was one of my biggest things of doing, to getting our own drums. They're not even school drums, them personal drums, them drums that we got for the section, for the band, they don't belong to the school. We got our own stuff. And so and man, you used to be, man, I'm talking about even to this day, we had them drums since 13.
Right.
To this day,
I know I see the latest year.
Exactly. Like man, y'all playing on some stuff that we built. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to pay for our stuff, and so it's like it's given to them, so that you feel like it don't show like they value what they have. They didn't have the workforce. Yeah, I get it.
And it's not just them, you know what I'm saying? It's not just the Haven, you
Of
know,
course
you
not.
speaking to Haven because that's us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where we at. But man, it's just like, bro, if you're given a gift, man, you need to cherish it, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, people work for that, you know what I'm saying? It's people before you didn't work for this. So if somebody is giving you something, bro, you need to take care of it. That's how I feel. Like, man, take care of it. It's cool if you done bought some on your own and you treat it how whatever. That's you. Man, when somebody else, man, work their butt off, man, 10, 20 years before you, and you finally giving something, you know what I'm saying, that we wanted that we couldn't have, and now you have that, like, bro, come on.
Bro,
Yeah.
you can take this same scenario and you just put it into everyday life and what we have now
Yeah.
as a race, as a people.
Yeah.
We've gotten so spoiled to things that are at our disposal because we ain't have to work for it. Like
Exactly.
voting, people like just
Yeah.
similar voting. Everybody woke now. You know, I'm this, I'm that. This don't matter. I'm not. Bro, it's people that died, got beaten, got all
Yeah.
type of stuff just for them to have that simple privilege to just say I can go cast my vote, whether you believe it work or not. Exercise it, man. People sacrificed and lost a whole lot for
And you know,
us.
people say, man, you know, that was their decision, this and that. They didn't have to do that. It's like, bro, even if they could have, bro, it doesn't matter. Just understand what they did and why they did it and who they did it for, and just use it to your advantage.
But that's stupid to me because like now it's easy to say it's their decision to live like that when you've never been in that predicament.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easy to say it's their person's fault that they're homeless now because you're not homeless. You can say that's a decision. You can't say that, bro. You don't know. You didn't experience that. You ain't been through that. You weren't in that struggle. You reap the benefits of the struggle. So it's not gonna hit home to you. It's not gonna make sense to you. I've always been the type of person to think in other people's shoes. I put in other people's perspective. I don't try to always come from my perspective. I look at other people's viewpoint and think about what if. You know what I'm saying? Because you that's just one of the things I have about me that I try to always keep in the back of my head to kind of keep me grounded in some things. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, man. So, man, it was a good convo, bro. You know, we talk all the time anyway, so it don't matter. So, what we're gonna do the last few minutes? You know, I'm gonna let you do some shout outs. You know, shout out the frat. You know what I'm saying? Tell
Yeah.
people about your um all the things you're associated with, what you're doing, your music, your producing stuff. They got questions how to get in touch with you. Put all that out there. So just man, this is all you, bro.
All right. Well, firstly, man, I gotta shout you out, bro. I appreciate you for having me, especially on the first episode. I appreciate you having me on here. Uh, Shout out to the Haven in general, Sound Perfection. You know, shout out to the Holly fans. Shout out to my WT fam. Uh, Shout out to Phi Beta Sigma. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma. I'm a member of Mu Phi Sigma. So shout out to the frat. Uh, uh, Production wise, man, with my music, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple of songs out there, you know. I got some stuff brewing, some stuff on the way. But like I said, man, one thing about me, I try to be as humble as I can. So y'all be hearing from me soon. It's just, man, I'm still working, you know what I'm saying? Uh
Where they can find you at, bro? How can they get in touch with you if they want to get some work done?
all right, if you want to get some work done, I'm not a Facebook person, you know what I'm saying? I got a Facebook, but I don't really be on there. You can follow me on Instagram. It's 2 underscores. MELLO. MAESTRO. 2 more underscores. That's my music page. That's my main page that I be on. I actually have another page, but I'm barely on there. But if you want to get in touch with me to do some work, just go on there. You can either DM me, and I also have the email link on there. You can click that; it's gonna automatically go to my email. I check my email every day, all day, and we can get some work going their way. If you mind sing, gospel, rap, whatever, even if you a producer and you want to just collab, man, that's how you get in touch with me. I'm not a phone person, you know. I text. I don't like talking on the phone. Vince know that. But man, I'm open to whatever. I'm here to help. I'm here to collab, anything of that nature.
Only thing he's not available for is working with your drum line if it's a high
Oh
school.
yeah.
We strictly Haven over here. You know what I'm saying? If that's on your mind, get it out. We ain't going nowhere. That's what we.
I can't go nowhere, man. I'm at home, man.
Yep. So man, bro, good talking to you, man. We're gonna get you back again. I'm gonna
Okay.
do one on a Monday. We're gonna put this together so it can drop on a Monday. We'll do a move Monday, and
Let's
we'll
do
talk about the frat. We'll get multiple people so we can talk about what's going on with that, because there's a lot of good work getting done with the Mu Sigma organization, uh, homeless, and how we can grow this thing to be a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? As far as like with the charity work that the group is doing, do a lot of giving back to the community, feeding the homeless. So wanted to put that out there. We're gonna do one just specifically for that.
Okay.
Man, nothing else, bro. Man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate
Appreciate
y'all
you.
tuning in. What I need everybody to subscribe to this channel, as many as
Today.
possible. I'm trying to.
Today.
They say 1,000. I don't want 1,000. I'm just trying to get 5,000. Roll to 5,000. That's where I'm at. So man, share this thing, man. Support. It's gonna get better. This is the first one. We're gonna have Chop back again. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. I learned all that from watching other people's YouTube video. So I do all that stuff
Yeah.
for your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna keep y'all up to date on the chops. The chops are coming. It's a lot to get into, but the chops are coming. Just be prepared. I got a couple of pairs with me. I'm gonna do giveaways. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff, a lot of giveaways. I'm gonna give away sticks. I'm gonna give away. I do that already. I'm gonna give away sticks. I'm gonna give away money. I'm gonna give away gas cards. I probably pay a grocery bill, something like that. Give you some $10 on lights or something cool. But we're gonna do a lot of stuff, man. Even growing to doing scholarships for high school students, man. So it's a lot of stuff that's about to take place on this channel. I just need you guys to support it. Always remember, every day of your life, the chops don't stop. Y'all peace out.
This is VRoc Chops.